Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's check out DonPachi Resurrection on Nintendo Switch. Now we did play this game earlier on the PlayStation 4, quite a number of months back. So I'm surprised to see it here on the Switch, but I'm happy and that it's made its way onto this system. So yeah, let's see how different the Switch version is. I imagine there wouldn't be much differences outside of the 1080p native resolution for the Switch and versus what could be up to 4K or checkerboarded 4K on the PlayStation 4. But we got lots of different versions of DonPachi. We've got, let's check out our options first. General screen. Okay. Synchronize the direction of the controller with that of the game window. I mean, I do like the idea of Tate there. If you happen to have a monitor that you're playing this on that you can easily rotate, then it's cool to be able to get the entire playfield without having to sacrifice a good majority of the screen with pillar boxes. Let's see how it works. Generally, I don't like to play it like this, but let's see if maybe it'll be interesting. Sound is probably okay. Let's just play version 1.5. See how it works out. Don't turn off the power. I need to zoom in a bit more. That's awful tiny. Yeah, let's zoom. Because we do want the whole playfield. Do we have no wallpaper? No, we got a lot of different choices of wallpaper, though. I mean, that's kind of cool if you like the idea of having wallpaper. Oh, I have 47 choices, but none of those choices is no wallpaper. Okay. I just want something that doesn't look like it's interfering with the screen. Okay, well, I guess that's gonna be good enough. I think the problem with Tate mode is that even though it is done correctly, where you have the option to have the controller match the screen, or the controller match your current default hand position. Basically meaning when I'm pushing up, as far as the game is concerned, I'm moving left and right. Up and down is really left and right as far as the game is concerned. This is actually how I like to play it if I'm going to play any Tate mode at all. But it's still distracting because the score is still set up for normal orientation, so your brain is still thinks it's a vertical scroller, even though the action, with a little imagination on your part, you can imagine this as a side-scrolling game. you know, with just sort of oddly drawn sprites. But yeah, I mean, this is perfectly serviceable, and if you like Tate mode, because you can't really stand the black pillar boxes and you want the full resolution, then I think it's a really well done Tate mode. But because I'm sure some of you out there are craning your neck, wondering why the screen doesn't look quite right. Well, I just want to see how well it works, and it does work really well. Actually, did it take the zoom? I guess I don't need to zoom that far since... Yeah, how about like right there? That looks about right. Yeah, DonPachi is a quite a legendary cave vertical shmup, bullet hell shmup. So it is nice to see it really presented in all its glory, available for worldwide audiences, not just audiences in Japan. And so far, it's pretty impressive. I mean, it runs at full speed, not seeing any hitches or frame skips, which is kind of like the death knell of a cave game. So there's a tremendous number of frames being skipped. You've got some good screen options. You got all the same risk and reward systems of DonPachi. Except potentially you could be playing this handheld. And if you are lucky enough to have an OLED version of the Switch, then yeah, this is something that would look incredibly well defined. I just keep running into this stuff. Ah, I'm careless here. Yeah, and the slowdown is normal. I mean, the game speed going a bit slower is completely normal for the game. I don't know if there's an option to completely eliminate it, but yeah, it is sort of built around it as far as the game is concerned as well. Maybe that might drive audiences who are not, crazy, who aren't real familiar with these games. But I think the game is hard enough without taking away the ability, well, not the ability, but the game's sort of technical limitations. Yeah, I'm actually surprised how crisp it is. Sometimes when these come out and they do when they come out originally for the PlayStation, and then they spend some time to do the back conversion for the Switch, they really screw up the resolution. That's happened on a couple of games, like the Raiden 6. It really doesn't look anywhere near as good as it does on the PlayStation. I can't find a whole lot of reasons why that would be the case. Or was it Raiden 5? It might have been Raiden 5. But here, yeah, this looks really just as good as it did on the PlayStation 4. Outside of the base resolution, not being able to to get up to 4K. And obviously on the PlayStation, it's not real 4K. I know, I'd love to play more, but we have other versions to look at. Yeah, I just wish we could do wallpaper that's just black wallpaper. Apparently that's not a thing in this game. Alright, version 1.15 or 5.1. Thank God this came out today. I was worried that all of the Thanksgiving Day releases would all be terrible, but this is definitely not a terrible game. Because yeah, today is not a tremendously good day for releases. But this is a standout. Thank goodness. It's interesting. The options are per game, even if it's just like this minor update. Well, maybe minor is not really the right word. Yeah, this looks really good. I mean, this is definitely beyond my expectations of how this was going to look. I was a little concerned when they were going to do this for the Switch, because it is a higher spec cave game, and the emulation, you know, while it's not like super sophisticated versus something that could be made today, it is something that would be difficult to get a really good conversion in the wrong hands. But thankfully, this had the right hands working on the Switch version. We're already getting some different stuff. Oh, it's just... Must be that tryptophan hitting me. That's what I'll blame it on. I'll blame it on the turkey. Even though the turkey's not here to defend itself. Yeah, it made some interesting changes. I'm definitely intrigued to play more of that. But like I said, we're playing a lot of games tonight. As far as the versions in this, or the number of versions in this kind of grand collection of DonPachi Resurrection. But I will come back to these games and play them separately, for sure. Arrange B, version B. Okay. I wonder if I can set like general options so I don't have to do this for every game. Well, maybe that might be a bad idea. Depending on how much of the game engine is shared between each version. Oh, you can pick the area, huh? Ooh. Well, it's a much simpler menu system. Almost like a debug bit. Oh, okay. It's just full power, huh? Oh, wow. Well, that'll help me any. I'm sure I'll screw it up no matter what. It's even auto fire. I'm not even touching the. I'm not even holding the fire button down. Yeah, this is an interesting mode. It's like cranked everything up 100%. And sort of, ease the play style. You gotta shoot for gains. Ah, son of a bitch. It's just like such a kaleidoscope of bullet patterns. Oh, so this is really more like a score attack version of this game. Interesting. Was this like available in the arcades? Seems like something that wouldn't be. Range A, version L. Oh boy, excuse me. Ah, my eyes are so dry. Wasn't blinking that last time. Oh, am I not picking the ship I use? Oh, okay, guess not. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness. Okay, version 1.5 novice versus, oh, normal. Okay, so did they release a version that was just easier? That's the 1.5 version? I guess that must be the case. I mean, I don't know if you really want an easier version of DonPachi. I mean, that's kind of the essence of the game, is to be, you know, like a difficult bullet hell. Nah, well, let's see. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it more. Sort of like putting in like an easy mode in like a From Software game. You know, that's kind of not what you want, even though you feel like you want it when you're playing it. But that's just like the frustration talking. Strong style.
3, 2, 1, go! 撃を開始します。
I don't know if it's necessarily drastically easier. If it is easier, it's not like super noticeable right off the bat. That may be just because the games were so normally, you know, they're quite, you know, they're so difficult. Might be hard to detect, you know, some slight differences in the. Oh, never mind. That boss actually went down pretty fast. Very effective bomb.
中です。
敵確認。直ちに殲滅。
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely easier for the boss fights. Like the levels themselves don't necessarily feel any easier, but these bosses take way more damage than the normal modes, which I guess would make sense because it's called easy mode.
標的の殲滅ならず。口惜しい。畜生。
ミッション開始です。
Woohoo! Distraction. Ugh. What do you mean, me? You tried to kill me. I tried to kill you too, but still. I'd like to look at these things from my perspective.
ミッション開始です。
Ah, damn it.
用意はよろしいですか？
That's a pretty good run. Ah. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I gotta work tomorrow too, so
ミッション開始
no extra day off for me. Yeah, let's go ahead and stop and let's check out the rest of the titles available in the collection. Or, you know, variations. Maybe that they're not like full-on different versions, although some of these versions, you know, they do feel quite a bit different because they change things around so much. Black label. Yeah, I've always really loved the music compositions they've had for DonPachi, even the original game. It's always been a great sounding game, as long as you know, providing a significant challenge and, you know, some pretty good graphics. Ah, fellow feelings. Yeah. Same game, but sort of rearranged Black Bubble, and rearranged them now so that it does feel a little bit different. So many questions. Okay, so that's now was arranged and Black Bubble, Black Bubble. So do we just go select ships? We do not. Okay. It's all kind of set up for you. Is this one the auto fire version? With full power? No, okay. Although they give you plenty of power. No, son of a bitch. Such a dumb mistake.
カプリンの戦闘機が接近中です。
追跡者確認。攻撃を開始します。戦闘モードに。エネルギー発射。ゴーモード。
ジャストカモモーションです。
攻撃の続行。
How is the slowdown? I mean, it's slow like the arcade version is slow, right? So the game does regularly slow down, but that's not really a
ミッション開始。
fault of the. That's not really a fault of this version. It's just the fault of the arcade hardware that the game originally appeared on. There might be an option in here to completely eliminate the slowdown, although I probably wouldn't play a game of DonPachi without some slowdown. Yeah, I don't necessarily see it here. Extra window, no. Yeah, I don't think there's a maintain speed option. So again, you know, it's really the original hardware is, you know, at fault as far as like the game slowing down at select times in the while you're playing it. But it is essentially the same as the PlayStation 4 version. You know, it slows down when the arcade version slows down.
補助システム
Oh,
稼
geez.
働いたしますか。終了します。ゲームオーバー。お疲れ様でした。
But I think people, yeah, a lot of people know going into a DonPachi game that's just going to happen. And it doesn't bother me too much, but yeah, I can understand maybe folks not being into it just for that reason. It is displaying a lot of sprites on the screen at the same time. Sprites and their accompanying bullets. Yeah, you know, I think it might have been hard to create a cabinet that would, you know, that would be able to keep the 100% draw, or draw every frame at 60. I don't know if that would have been possible at the time that this game was made. But thankfully, there's no frame skipping, which is what we've experienced in past, well, not from M2, but in other developers who make these games and who try to do the arcade conversions. They love to turn on the frame skipping, and the frame skipping is the thing that really that will really throw off your rhythm. So yeah, as far as I can see, it's drawing every frame, which is good, especially on a shmup. Especially on the cave shmup. Alright, this is the last version.
出撃する機体を選んでください。ジャンプゲートから出ます。注意してください。3
Like I said, I'm just playing one credit for each version since there's so many versions to cover. Yeah, the music's so catchy. It's unusual for an arcade game to have such catchy music. Mainly because, you know, you can't hear an arcade game most of the time while all the other arcade games around it are blaring off their thing. Oh, Jesus. Wow, boy. They poured it on in that version. Makes sense, it's the Black Label version. So it's going to be a little bit harder than the other versions. And you know, the game had already been released for a few months, or maybe even up to a year before Black Label came out. Alright, so there you go. That was DonPachi Resurrection on Nintendo Switch. Yeah, I'd say that this is a very, very good version of this game. Again, we did play it previously on the PlayStation 4, and it took a while, obviously, to come to the Switch. But I think the extra time that they took really shows. You know, they're really it's just as good as the PlayStation 4 version. Obviously, you don't get, you know, your max resolution is only going to be 1080p. Versus the checkerboard 4K that you would have got for the PlayStation 4 version. But other than that, yeah, it's very crisp. The controls are responsive. The emulation is spot on. You've got a ton of different modes. And DonPachi is a classic. So if you like these bullet hell shmups, you know, Cave was the king of them, at least up until recently. And you know, as long as you understand going into that that's the kind of game it is, and you like this kind of shmup, I think you'll have a really good time. You know, thank goodness Thanksgiving actually gave us a good release, because, you know, the other releases that came out this week are not so strong. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.